Todd Chrisley's daughter dumped Chrisley last name, called it problematic. The Chrisley family has been making quite a few headlines in recent months, especially with Todd and Julie's recent presidential pardon. However, one member of the family is distancing themselves from the rest in one way. This even includes dropping the family name. The Chrisley surname became a household name thanks to USA Network's Chrisley Knows Best. Fans were introduced to the Chrisley family through the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. In the series, the family was led by real estate tycoon Todd and his wife Julie. Todd and Julie have 3 children together: Chase, Savannah, and Grayson. In addition, Todd also has 2 children from a previous marriage: his daughter Lindsay and his son Kyle. As previously reported, fans have noticed that Lindsay was going by the last name Landsman on social media. At the time, some fans suspected she might have gotten married, as she seemingly took the last name from her boyfriend, David Landsman. Lindsay recently addressed the rumors during a recent episode of her podcast, The Southern Tea. During the conversation, Lindsay shared she was surprised by how many people even noticed the recent name change. Instead, Lindsay said that the change was intended as a quiet movement. Over the years, she has gone through different surnames, including Campbell, following her marriage to ex-Will Campbell. She went back to Chrisley before the recent change to Landsman. Lindsay denied that she benefited from her maiden name, even alleging the opposite. Lindsay shared, "For a long time, I very much battled with carrying my maiden last name, and with me carrying that last name came public association." She shared that she understood the name came with assumptions of all different kinds, weight that I truly feel like I never asked for. In particular, Lindsay disliked accusations of her benefiting from her last name. She shared, "I do think it's fair to say that contrary to what some people believe, the Chrisley last name, while it did start with reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, and we all collectively were doing that project together, outside of that last name did not create income or opportunity for me." In fact, Lindsay shared she felt the opposite had occurred. As she shared, "The family name became very problematic with me being associated in any capacity in business, and has been problematic for projects that I have done post Chrisley Knows Best." She even shared that the name cost her business opportunities. There were even a few times when she was advised to use another name. Lindsay also addressed marriage rumors during the podcast. As for using her boyfriend's name, Lindsay shared, "It truly was a decision that I made about reclaiming my peace and stepping into my future that is defined by love, growth over the past couple of years, and just forward movement." Lindsay also explained that she and David were not married. However, she felt, "I feel that it is fair to say that he and I built a safe and loving relationship that allows for stability in my life and in Jackson's life. And in this chapter, that name feels like home to me." She also assured she would have openly shared such news had she gotten married. Explaining the name change further, Lindsay shared, "It has nothing to do with erasing my past. It is all about choosing my future and protecting the people that I love most while doing so. And it felt like it was the right thing to do." The once tightly knit Chrisley family now faces yet another shockwave, as Todd Chrisley's own daughter has made a drastic move that has everyone talking. In a decision that signals deep emotional distance and a clear break from her famous father, she has officially dropped the Chrisley last name, labeling it as problematic and loaded with weight she no longer wishes to carry. For a family that once built an empire on their shared name, this move speaks volumes about the pain and distance that has settled in since Todd and Julie's incarceration turned their once gilded life into a national scandal. Insiders close to the family say this wasn't a spontaneous decision. It was something that had been building for months, if not years. The public may have seen smiles and laughs on reality TV, but behind the scenes, emotional fractures have long been forming. With Todd now behind bars and his once shining reputation clouded by legal troubles and ongoing public scrutiny, his daughter's decision to sever ties with the name altogether is being described as both bold and heartbreaking. In quiet but firm steps, she began distancing herself from the Chrisley image as her father's trial and conviction made headlines. What used to bring her recognition now brought only questions, judgment, and stigma. She reportedly struggled with being identified by a name now synonymous with scandal and deception rather than family unity or personal achievement. And, in her own words, the Chrisley name had become a burden too heavy to bear. Close friends say that her decision wasn't about disowning her family, but about reclaiming her own identity. She had grown tired of the whispers, the assumptions, and the immediate reactions whenever her last name was mentioned. No longer wanting to explain or defend actions she did not take or beliefs she did not share, she made the conscious choice to redefine herself outside of the shadow of Todd Chrisley's legacy. The emotional impact of this move on Todd has reportedly been significant. Sources say that from inside prison walls, he was shocked and deeply hurt by the news. For a man who built his persona around family pride and public image, the idea of one of his own children actively removing herself from the Chrisley brand has struck him hard. Some say he sees it as betrayal, while others believe he secretly feared this day would come. While the daughter in question has not gone public with extensive details, insiders confirm that she views the decision as empowering. It represents a clean break from a chapter that no longer serves her and a new path toward personal growth that doesn't involve defending or being defined by her parents' past choices. Other members of the family have been divided on the issue. Some support her wholeheartedly, believing that everyone deserves the right to escape toxicity and rebuild their lives on their own terms. Others reportedly feel hurt or abandoned by the move, interpreting it as a rejection of family altogether rather than just the name. Family friends reveal that conversations between her and other Chrisley siblings have grown strained since the announcement. Tensions that once simmered quietly are now more open as differing views about loyalty, privacy, and identity come to light. Even the youngest members of the family are said to be asking questions, trying to understand why someone would walk away from the very name that once brought them fame and comfort. The Chrisley brand was always built around unity. On screen, they presented themselves as a loud, loving, close-knit group who weathered storms together. But as time wore on and truth crept into the spotlight, it became clear that not all was well beneath the glossy surface. The daughter's decision to walk away from the name is just another sign that the cracks in the foundation have grown too wide to ignore. Though she has stayed mostly quiet on social media since making the change, her few public remarks hint at a long journey of self-discovery and healing. She's said to be working on new personal projects, seeking to build a platform based on her own values and ambitions, not on inherited fame or notoriety. Observers note that this decision may inspire others who come from controversial or high-profile families to take similar steps. It's a declaration of independence, a refusal to let someone else's choices define one's future. It also signals that for all the fame and money the Chrisley name once represented, it now carries baggage that some simply no longer want to carry. As for Todd, those who know him say he's grappling with a mix of emotions. Pride, resentment, confusion, and sorrow are all swirling within as he tries to understand how things came to this. He once envisioned his family as an empire built to last. Now that image is fading, replaced by silence, distance, and changed names. The path ahead remains uncertain. Will this lead to reconciliation or permanent estrangement? Will more members of the family follow suit, or will they rally to preserve what's left of the Chrisley identity? One thing is clear: the family name that once meant everything is now up for debate within the very household that made it famous. In the end, this is about more than just a name. It's about freedom, identity, truth, and the emotional cost of living in the shadow of someone else's story. For Todd's daughter, this move may be the beginning of a new life, no longer shaped by courtrooms, cameras, or expectations. Whether the public understands or agrees with her choice doesn't matter anymore. This was for her. This was personal. And this was powerful. Did you listen to Lindsay during her recent podcast episode? Make sure you come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest TV and celebrity news. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.